I'll continue my customizations. I don't like Spotlight. Let me get a picture. And I have my own photos album, only I call it pictures. I don't need the other photos or videos or any of those other album or special folders or whatever you want to call them. They're of no interest to me. I've been running this way for a long, long time. And let's see, let's check, set the lock screen as well. Same here, I don't like Spotlight. I've enjoyed photography for many years, so I have a lot of my own photographs that I can use for this sort of thing, and I would rather use for this sort of thing. It's a whole lot more personal for me. Yeah, that's the one. So we got that. I didn't mean to close that out just yet. Let me go into accounts. I want to set up a pin. A pin makes it so much easier to acknowledge the UAC when you're running as a standard user, and I much prefer to run as a standard user. So my pin is set up. That's good. Now, the next thing I want to do is move my users folders. Back when XP was the latest version of Windows, I discovered that the ATA architecture in use at the time allowed the system to read from more than one drive at a time. So if you could read from 2 drives or 3 or 4 drives all at the same time, Windows would probably load faster, and indeed it did. And over the intervening years, I've created more and more partitions and accumulated more drives. And as a result, I don't need the Microsoft way of doing things. I already know how I want them done. So move my documents, my desktop. I'll move my documents next. I need there it is, location tab. So K is on a separate drive and in its own partition. If you leave the users folders all on the operating system drive, the problem you wind up with is the operating system drive gets bigger and bigger. And as a result, it takes longer and longer to create a drive image and longer to restore one, which for a lot of people, I guess, is an impediment to keeping updated backups. I don't have that problem. Now the contacts, downloads, favorites, all these folders here are unnecessary to me. I don't need them. I've already got I've got a music partition. I've got a pictures partition. I don't use search because I know where my stuff is. Contacts, I have Microsoft Office and I have contacts there. I don't need contacts here. So I've moved the important folders that I wanted to move. And I need to create another user, a standard user. And to do that, we'll use computer management. Local users and groups and users. So here's my admin account, the first one I set up. And as you can see, it's a member of the administrators group. When you're setting up Windows, the first account you set up is going to be an administrator account. This administrator, the built-in administrator account, is disabled by default. So if you don't have another administrator account, you have no way of acknowledging the user access control, UAC. So this is my active administrator's account, but I need a standard user. So right click in this pane, new user. And we'll call that a standard user because that's what it is. Put a password in. And I don't want to change the password. So we'll have password never expires. And then click create. And then close that. And here's my new user and member of users. And that's what I want. So we'll get out of here. I've added a couple of things to the taskbar. The snipping tool, I'm using it quite frequently. See, another thing I want to do is I want the computer icon on the desktop. I find it quite handy. Can't find it. There we go. Can't find my mouse. All right, now let's move some stuff out of the way. Move this down here. Move this down here. And put the PC up on top. And rename it. There we go. And one more thing for the changes that we intend to make. or that I intend to make. You can do whatever you want to do with yours. We don't all have to do the same things, and we don't need anybody's permission to do what we're doing. So this is what suits me. I don't like these. I don't need them, and I don't want them there. I don't need these, and I don't want them there, and I don't need all this stuff. All I want to see are my partitions. That's the only thing I want to see when I open File Explorer. I don't want all this, and I don't want all this, so I want to get rid of those. But one of the things that is necessary to get rid of those, we'll get the compact view. But one of the things that's necessary to get those is that the File Explorer has to open in this PC. It cannot open in Home because we're going to get rid of the Home folder. So set it to open in this PC. I'll make some other changes here in the view and whatnot, and then we'll have another video to put up.